hello, sisters. Hello, everyone. Before I get into this episode, I just want to share something that I really didn't realize until towards the end of this podcast recording. So I'm pre-recording this episode because I release these every Tuesdays. And so I pre-record usually on Thursdays or Fridays the week prior. And what I didn't realize is that my microphone was not plugged in. So you're probably going to notice that at the beginning, you can kind of hear it clearly. And then after a while, it kind of fades. And that's probably when I disconnected my mic. And then not until the end, I realized it. And then I connected the mic. We're going to hear me loud and clear. So I do apologize. Please bear with me. I am so sorry. But yeah, I hope you can make out. I hope we get value from this episode, even though the sound quality isn't the greatest. So I just wanted to throw out a little heads up there. But anyway, I hope you find the episode helpful and check it out. Dear friends, welcome back to A Mother's Journey to Holistic Health and Healing. I'm your host, Marissa Prieto, and happy 2025. Happy New Year. How are you feeling as we are moving and shifting into the new year? How are you doing, right? How are you feeling physically in your body? Maybe you're feeling kind of tired and recovering from the holidays. How are you feeling mentally? Are you kind of starting to maybe have a bit more clarity, less brain fog, maybe from all the stimulation of all the things to do around the holidays? And how are you feeling emotionally? Are you feeling a bit more calm now that the holidays have passed? Maybe it's an emotional time for you. Are you feeling a little bit more at ease? How are you feeling right after the holidays? Hopefully you are feeling well and your year is off to a blessed start. And I thought I wanted to start off this. I had several podcast episodes in mind that I wanted to share, but this one just kind of popped into my mind, and it made me realize how much this was something I was missing from my well-being, and how oftentimes it's also what's missing from lots of other moms that I talk to when it comes to, moms that I'm working with, clients that I'm working with. Of course, they're coming in for something entirely different when they come to see me, but when we get down to it, we actually find out and peel the layers, what's actually important to them and what's been missing from their life for a while, right? For a while. And so this episode is going to be on spirituality and really thinking about, what does spirituality mean to me and in motherhood? Maybe you've never really thought about it. Maybe you're thinking about, what is spirituality? What have I heard about it? What have I learned about it? Right? Maybe you have like visions, or you have certain words in mind that come to you when you think of spirituality. And maybe that's why you don't feel as connected to it, because it doesn't feel authentic to you. It's not really aligned with your values, and you've just never really given it much thought. But when you actually pull the layers and you look at your values, and maybe there are certain things you're doing in your life that are aligned with your values, you are a spiritual being. You are practicing spirituality in your day. You just don't even know it. And in some other ways, sometimes we are busy on all the other parts of our well-being. Maybe we're focused on our mental health. Maybe we are focused on our nutrition, on our exercise, and a lot of other things, or just not even any of those. Maybe we're just focused on motherhood, and we're not even thinking about what spirituality is to ourselves. We're just like entrenched. We're like in the thick of motherhood, which is where I'm at. And sometimes we don't even have that much energy to even think about practicing spirituality, or even think about what that means and what that looks like. So I'm here to challenge you. I'm here to challenge you to think about, as you're listening to this, whether you're driving or you're cooking or whatever that you're doing, because we're always multitasking, right? That maybe this is a piece of your well-being that's been missing, or that's been quiet or dormant for a long time, because we are spiritual beings. It's just that through our life experiences, through societal expectations, through motherhood, through all the things, it can get dimmed and suppressed, just like many other things in our life when we become a mom, right? Like when they say, a lot of women think that their dreams get put on hold because become a mom. But I want you to start thinking about it and how it could feel authentic to you and how you can incorporate it into your life to help you live a more purposeful, fulfilling life where you're feeling connected, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's about feeling connected to ourself, our human body, this person we are, connected to our spirit, connected to our relationships, whether it be our children, our partner, our mothers, fathers, ancestors, grandparents, like friends, coworkers, the Mother Earth, the plants, the animals, the elements. Like there are so many things we can have a connection to. It's just that through the thickness of motherhood, the chaos of motherhood, it can get suppressed. But I'm here to tell you and remind you that it is an essential part of our well-being and that there are so many ways you can bring spirituality into your everyday life. For instance, I'm sitting at my desk recording this podcast and it's snowing. It's very rare does it snow in El Paso, Texas, but it's snowing so beautiful. And because it doesn't snow that often here, I'm just loving it. I'm just embracing it. I'm just like seeing all the beauty on how the snow just falls from the sky and falls in all different kinds of directions and looks like a snow globe and just kind of like, it's just beautiful. And I'm just in awe because we very rarely get to see snow in El Paso, Texas. And so it's just really a blessing right now to be here recording this episode, sharing this with you, my experience, and hopefully give you a different perspective towards spirituality and to thinking about it differently, so that way you can see maybe you are already doing it and you want to do a bit more, or maybe explore a little bit more about your spiritual health, right? Your spiritual well-being and what that could look like as a mom deep in motherhood, and that it'll still be part of you even as your children get older and older and older. And so, I just wanted to share that's been last year of 2024 in January was the start of redefining what spirituality meant to me and how I was integrating it into my everyday life. So for some people, so let's start with defining what is spirituality, right? So it can mean different things for different people. For some people, it's believing in a higher power, but whether it be for whatever certain religion, right? It doesn't have to be a religion. It can be. Spirituality can definitely be part of your religion, but that's not all of it, right? It could be to who you pray to the higher power. Maybe it's the universe or God or some angels or saints or Allah or Krishna, or there's just so many different types of deities and ascended masters and higher powers that maybe you pray to, and that's part of your spirituality, right? Or your religion. For some people, it's being out in nature, and it's just experiencing nature and being one with it, right? And being present with it. And for some people, it's maybe finding ways on how they can be more connected to themselves through meditation, through mindful breathing, through journaling, for example. So for me, like I said, I started my spiritual journey. It's come on and off throughout my life, but it really strengthened and I really became committed to it this past year of 2024. It really felt important to me to connect, to have a deeper connection with myself. For example, learning about my quote unquote shadows, right? The things that I feel I want to improve on. It's also things that I want to be more present in this everyday life with my children, or if I'm just by myself, meditating or in the shower. Like I basically, it's just kind of slowing down and having a deeper connection overall is like the theme, right? Finding moments of connection with yourself, with your loved one, something greater than you that brings you peace. I think that's also something important to reminder that it's something that's going to bring you peace and purpose to your day. It's not always about the rituals. The rituals are like tools, right? They can be tools to help you maybe feel that connection or get more in that experience. And I'll go into what I mean by rituals in a moment. But it's really just being more present and intentional in your life, which is where like mindfulness comes, right? Mindfulness is a form of spirituality. So we'll dive into a few ways on how you can integrate spirituality into your busy lifestyle. But some of the most, how could I say, insightful moments for me this past 2024 year when I've really thought about spirituality and like what it was like for me in the past and how it is for me now. It's really changed because obviously when I was a child growing up, I was raised as a Catholic and wasn't so much into the religion, like really learning about it. I mean, we're young at that age. I didn't have that much of a connection to it. I really didn't pay attention. I would pray at night with those prayers, Our Father, the Hail Mary, like all those prayers that we're taught when we're going into, catechism and confirmation, because that's what you're quote unquote told to do. But it's just like reciting something that didn't really have meaning for me, right? And so I've learned how to create prayers that are meaningful to me, which was what I was missing. Okay, so that would be one of them, right? On ways that you can integrate spirituality into your life is maybe you've lost connection with prayer. Maybe praying is associated with like a time in your life when you were like, oh, I don't want to pray. Like it was for me. It was like a chore, right? Oh, I have to stay up doing this. It's like a chore or whatever. But maybe it was because it didn't feel good to you. You didn't feel connected and you didn't feel aligned to it, right? Which is why I've created prayers that I feel connected to. So that's something I would encourage you to do. Is it prayer? Is it prayer that's missing in your life? Because for me, prayer has really helped me build strength, helped me with my faith within the Spirit, the Creator, faith within Mother Mary, faith within the angels, faith within myself. It's really helped me to build trust and faith, not just within myself, but to the higher powers. And so when I have that tool, or if you want to call it ritual, whatever, it creates safety. It creates safety for me and it creates peace. And it's part of my foundation to help me through motherhood, through the chaos, through the busyness, through the stressors and all of it. It's prayer. So when I connect, I say a prayer whenever I feel like I need strength, right? So think about one. That's one of them. Maybe it's through prayer. Another way, how can we integrate spirituality into our life as a busy mom? Practicing gratitude. That is one way you can practice spirituality. So let's break it down. What are some practical ways that you, in your lifestyle, in this chaotic days and busy days, full days, right? While you're working or on the weekends when you're busy with the kids and family things, how can you bring gratitude in your everyday in a simple yet meaningful way? And maybe you can stop and just think about it and reflect and closing your eyes and what that would look like for you. Is it maybe when you're going to bed at night, saying a prayer, a thank you prayer, or thinking about some things that you are grateful for that day? Maybe it's a gratitude prayer before you're eating each meal. Maybe it's a gratitude journal. I know some people that have had success with getting a journal and just writing down, getting different kinds of prompts, gratitude prompts. There are tools like gratitude apps. I've had this free gratitude app for years and years when I started my gratitude practice. If I can recall, I started using it when I started working from home, which is maybe about 5 years ago. And it's been a combination of using the app, writing it in a journal, just praying at night what I was thankful for that day, right? So it's been a combination of things. I just want to stress how important it is that it doesn't have to be just one concrete way, right? As for moms, it's really important for us to remind yourself to be flexible and that things are going to change based off of your capacity, your energetic capacity, what you have the energy for, right? If you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically deprived, you're postpartum, you're like exhausted, you think you're going to have enough energy to write down in a journal what you're thankful for? Like, most likely not, right? I know I didn't. It was more just of like soaking up those little moments, and that goes into number three, I guess, practicing mindfulness, right? Bringing in gratitude and mindfulness in the moment. Let's say when you're holding your newborn baby or you're cuddling with your little ones at night, right? That's how we can integrate spirituality into our everyday mindfulness is throughout moments we have, little small moments that are meaningful to us, that give us peace, that give us purpose, that give us love, that give us joy, that give us, like I said, ultimately this connection to love. Okay, so far we have number one, prayer. Do you need to integrate some prayer into your day? Rewrite your own prayers and just, what you want to express. Two, bringing gratitude into your life, reflecting on things that you're grateful for. And it's simple as something as like your cup of coffee, right? Like this beautiful plant medicine that with the aroma. Like for me, it reminds me of my grandmother, and she gave me coffee when I was a young girl. And like it reminds me of my grandma and like our heritage, our culture. And that makes me feel good. That's a connection to my culture. Again, connection, the spirituality, right? And anything we can find what we're grateful for, even amidst all the chaos and the stress and sleep deprivation and whatever it is, we can find room for prayer, for gratitude. When we start practicing it and when we open up to gratitude, we receive more abundance. Our mind is more positive. Our brain is a little more wired to focus on the good, on the positive, and less of the quote unquote negative. So, gratitude has a huge transformation and power over our well being, really. And we said, yeah, now, so number three, finding ways to create mindful moments throughout your day. This could be like taking a few deep breaths when you wake up in the morning. This is something that I've put into practice as well. Before rushing up and getting out of bed and helping my son get ready for school and before the girls get ready or whatnot, and it's just like go, go, go when you get up. I like to start my day with a little stillness, just to acknowledge my breath, just to acknowledge my body, just to acknowledge my life. Thank you for another day of life. Thank you for another day of breath. And I will just put my hands on my heart and I will take some conscious deep breaths to feel my chest rise, to feel my belly rise and fall, to feel the flow of my breath in and out of my nostrils, to feel my heart beating. Again, you're like bringing in all these components, right? You're bringing in gratitude, you're bringing in mindfulness, prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it takes like a minute, right? If you don't have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, it literally can only take a minute. It's just getting into the habit of doing it and reminding yourself. And one thing that really helped me was, I use a combination of things, right? Like I do a 5 minute meditation or longer if I can in the morning before my kids get up. If it's like, depends how much time earlier I wake up before them, but I'll keep my phone and my earbuds nearby. So that way, right when I wake up, I will put on that meditation. Or if I don't have time for that and I can sense the girls are waking up or my son's waking up and wiggling around, I will just do the hand on my heart, mindful breathing activity, exercise, and just my gratitude. Thank you for another day. Thank you for my life.
And that helps me start my day with a little more peace, more calm, centeredness, and before my brain starts to race with the thousands and thousands of thoughts, just like yours do. So, mindfulness, you can bring mindfulness in so many ways. You could bring it when you are driving and your brain's going 1,000 miles an hour and you just want to be like, okay, brain, can we be quiet for a minute and let's just focus on our breath and just breathing, maybe just turning off the radio or driving in silence for a moment. Maybe it's just concentrating on what you're doing when you're driving, right? Maybe you're outside while your kids are playing and you're really just diving into that experience and you're just observing them. Really, mindfulness is just being present in that moment. You're trying to relieve your mind of some of these busyness, distracting thoughts to allow yourself to be fully present in the moment, right? That's what mindfulness is. And when we can kind of quiet the mind for a little bit, which is hard to do, and just focus on what's in front of us for a little bit, that can create that peace, that calm, and connection, right? And I think once you practice that, you crave it more. You want more connection, and more peace and purpose. So we can create mindfulness when we're eating. Maybe if you're able to eat a meal on your own, that's a nice way to do it. Because when I don't know about you, when I'm eating a meal and my kids are done, like they want to crawl on my lap and they want to eat from like my food and like I can't really eat mindfully, right? So maybe when you're eating mindfully, like and they're in their high chairs and you can really just savor that meal and taste the flavors and smell the aromas and the textures, and it's a meal that you're really enjoying, something that you maybe made or somebody else made or maybe at a restaurant or whatever. Practicing that mindful eating is beneficial in so many ways and really just helps us to slow down and practice bringing that gratitude and being in that moment, being connected with this meal right in front of us. So there are so many ways that we can practice mindfulness in our everyday ways life. Is just slowing down a little bit and trying and discovering some of those beauty, what they call glimmers, is like those beautiful moments that bring us joy. So that's number three, right? We have prayer, we have gratitude, we have three, mindfulness, bringing in more mindful moments into your day. Then the meaningful connections, right? Meaningful connections, number four, creating meaningful connection. This could be maybe you want to create some time in your day to connect meaningfully to yourself. This could be maybe just a 5 minutes to stretch, to have a meditation, to journal, to read, or take up a craft or anything like that, right? Your alone time. This is connection, meaningful connection to your children. For me, one thing that I aim to do, and I know it's so hard sometimes, but I really try to aim to have some alone time, or I could not say alone time, but meaningful quality time with my son, with my grandkids, with my children. So if it's with my son, I usually try to want to do like or maybe read a book with him, or for example, drawing or just kind of just doing something where I am having this quality time with him. Maybe we're out playing soccer or something. And the same goes for my children, for my girls, right? So maybe it's like building blocks with them or coloring or anything like that. So I really try to have this connection with them where I can be present and I could try to be mindful as best as I can. And of course, then we have all the other background noise of like work and all the things that we're trying to do, relationships, etc. But that's when I try to create this connectedness. And with my partner, whether it's their intimacy or when we're just casually sitting on the couch watching some TV together, massaging our feet, like those are the meaningful connections. Maybe it's like visiting a loved one, like one of your grandparents, and really being in the moment with them there. Or maybe it's within your community, like your church community. When you go to church, you like to be present and you enjoy like the singing and you enjoy the pastor and you enjoy the gospel and all that stuff, right? And maybe for you that's your meaningful connection, right? So meaningful connections is also part of spirituality, right? And then we have also nature. We can bring nature into our everyday to enhance our spiritual health. Feeling the sun on our face, feeling that warmth as it shines down on you and really embracing it and really feeling that, right? Feels so good, especially like if you've been inside and then you come out and you feel this warmth on you. or just simply noticing the sounds of the birds or the clouds passing by or the rain or anything like that, right? Maybe beautiful plants or trees or flowers. Anything to really just stop and notice. Maybe you're going on a walk and you're noticing like these beautiful plants or trees that you're like, oh my God, that's a really cool big tree. I never noticed it before, right? And how that can really play a powerful role in our well-being and this appreciation for life in that moment. So that could be another one. So making time to spend in nature and being present in nature, right? So we have prayer, number one. We have two, gratitude, number three, mindful moments. Number four, meaningful connections. Number five, nature breaks or being present and mindful in nature. And six, I would also say how we can bring spirituality into our everyday life is also thinking about your purpose in life, right? 'Cause that's also part of spirituality is thinking about what is my purpose here? Because we each all have a purpose here on this planet. We are a soul in this physical body. We are each here on this planet for a reason. And I hope you believe that. And you all have a purpose. Each of one of you has a purpose. Some of us, it's just like a journey to discover what that is, right? To learning what that is. And that's the beauty of it. And that's part of the journey is like, what is my purpose here on earth? What am I meant to do? I just don't like, do you feel like you're just in a job or in a relationship or something that does not feel authentic to you, does not feel good? And you're like, I know there's something else I'm meant to be doing. Like, what is it? And you just don't know yet, right? But you sense something. Spirituality is going down that path to think about what is it that maybe I could be doing? That's part of my higher purpose of why I'm here, like this greater purpose. I know I'm meant to do more. I know there's something else out there, but what is it, right? And just going on that discovery path for you, or even just a discovery path of like what brings me joy. Right? I think that's another powerful thing, especially in motherhood. We can get caught up in motherhood that we often forget. Like, what's that saying? You can lose yourself in motherhood, right? And you forget over time like what brings you joy in the first place because you were just so busy being a mom. And that can create a lot of emotional and mental distress over time because when the children leave or they're all grown up, you're like left, what do I do now, right? Who am I? And you're rediscovering who you are at that point. And which is not good or bad, you're just starting on a new path, right? But why not do that path also while you're in the middle of motherhood, not just when they're adults and grown off, right? How can you continue to pursue what brings you joy and maybe trying different things, new things, getting creative? One thing that I would love to share that I've always wanted to do, maybe the past year, was making a candle, like different kinds of crafts, making like body scrubs and like sprays and things like that. Well, I finally got myself an awesome little first beginner's candle making set, and I'm having so much fun with that. I love it. And it's brought me a lot of peace and joy and fun that I'm like, oh my God, I never realized how much I enjoyed this. And you never know where that can take you, right? And so that's been really fun for me. So yeah, so thinking about like spirituality is, yeah, what brings me joy? What are the things that light me up? What are the things that bring me down? That's also part of spirituality is navigating the dark parts, right? The shadow. What triggers me? Learning about your triggers, learning about your emotions, learning about your thought patterns, your beliefs. All of that is part of spirituality too, you know. So diving into, how could I say, number six, I guess this is like your spirituality in terms of like your mental health, your emotional health, maybe past traumas, ancestral traumas, the different part of like your spiritual health, right? Is your spirit in itself. So that might be another thing too, is thinking about your purpose. Why are you here on this planet? And what is the other dark parts that you want to heal or just be curious about and learn more about? And then there was another one, number seven. What was the last one that I wanted to share? So we have that. Oh, yeah, the rituals. The rituals. So, like I said, the rituals is more like a tool, right? And by rituals, I can share a few that I like to practice that have really helped me just feel connected to my body, to my soul, to my culture, to my ancestors, to God, to Mother Mary, a few things, right? And it could be things simple as like getting incense or like a sage and, kind of just saying an intention or prayer as you smudge your area, lighting it, giving a thank you prayer, and just clearing your energy through that. That's one of my favorite ways to clear energy and to feel grounded. Maybe it's lighting a candle as you say a prayer. Maybe it's listening to some music that makes you feel good and just zoning out that way. Maybe it's a morning ritual, like I said, of the meditation and a prayer and gratitude. Maybe it's a ritual of writing in your journal at a certain time of the day while you have some tea, or I don't know, right? Just kind of trying to give you some ideas of what could be some of your own go-to rituals and how could you incorporate them into your busy day? Is it like on a break during lunch, in the morning before the kids are up, or on a weekend, or in the evening after they're asleep, right? So kind of just brainstorming, giving you some ideas on some ways that you could bring some of these rituals as a tool into your everyday life. Maybe a favorite book, a Bible, a book that has like these positive affirmations, or just like this self-help book, or your journal, right? Things that make you feel, again, connected, bring you joy, bring you peace, make you feel like there's some purpose out of it, right? Over time, these small intentional acts can really help you feel more connected and calm, even amidst the chaos of motherhood. And it's so important a part of like being able to also enjoy motherhood, because if we don't have any of these things to help us feel grounded and centered, how are we able to fully enjoy it when we just feel like we're walking on eggshells all the time? And spirituality in motherhood is about embracing the deeper connections and meaningful moments that nurture both you and your family, right? And it's a practice, it's a process of grounding yourself in love and gratitude and intention, and miss all the stress and the beauty at the same time. And that it's not about perfection or adding more to your plate. And it's about finding presence and purpose in the little small things, like hearing their laughter, smiles, a breath, a moment of stillness in your day. All of that is spirituality. So I really encourage you to take a moment for yourself and thinking about what spirituality means to you and how you can incorporate it into your everyday mom life. Okay, thank you so much for taking the time to join in this episode today, and I hope you found it helpful.
And also, I would really greatly appreciate it if you're enjoying the show so far. If you could leave a review, it would mean the world to me. To me, I would really appreciate it, and it will also help the podcast grow. So, if you could please leave a review, whether it's on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're listening from, if you could leave a review. And also, I invite you to share it with anyone who you feel could benefit from hearing it today. And yeah, and if you're also looking for support through one-to-one well-being coaching, I am taking spots. I have space for 2 coaching spaces available for one-to-one well-being coaching. If you want to get more information, I encourage you and invite you to send me a DM on Instagram, or you can send me an email. Or if you go to my Instagram page or on the description below in the podcast notes, it'll take you to a link to book a free consultation call with me. All right. Thank you so much, friends, for listening today. I wish you all the best for this 2025 new year. Thanks so much. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.